One crazy thing about the law and CCTVs is that you need a notice or a sign written in plain sight, visibly for people to know that there's a CCTV monitoring them. And yes, that's what the law requires every camera user, especially for a public place, to have. I will tell you what the law says when it comes to data protection soon. But before this, the same issue which made Ray-Ban add that capture indicators. I mean, that blinking LED on the metal glasses. So whenever you are recording someone, they are going to know who you actually are. One thing you should notice, you don't need permission to record someone in public, but what they need is a notice. So the signs you see on the building with CCTVs are not permissions but notices. And also, if you are recording someone with a recording device, let's say a phone, just let them see that you are actually recording them. That's all. And they can't stop you. And also, when it comes to the audio side, Apple allows you to record people but prompts the other person at the other side. When this feature came, what I first tried was call a different number, which I called 100. That's actually the customer care service number in Ghana across all networks. And also, it picks up the call automatically as soon as you call. And the next thing I did was start another call and made someone call in because I felt I called a second party in the first place, so that made it not work. But one thing is the recording immediately stops when you accept a new call. That's when I realized Apple has sealed all the necessary loopholes. And when it comes to the law, that's the Data Protection Act 2012 Act 843 of Ghana. You must register with the Data Protection Commission. Any person, business, school, church, company using CCTV must actually register as a data collector. This registration is actually mandatory under the act. Number two is you need to notify people that you are recording them. You must put up clear notices where CCTV is operating. Example, this area is under CCTV surveillance for security reasons. That's the reason actually. And people have the right to know when and why they are being recorded. And when it comes to recording without notification, let me tell you one story. In 2017, a man took a land dispute issue to court against someone in the church in Sunyani, Ghana. So when it was time for him to bring his evidence, he told the court he had a recording he had made on his phone with some elders of the community, which they confirmed he owned the land. So the district court judge didn't want to give a final verdict and sent the report to the Supreme Court to clarify whether he could use the illegally acquired evidence because the people didn't know he was recording them. Because this video is only for educational purposes, and obviously I'm not a lawyer, and that's also not the main focus, I won't go much into it. But the Supreme Court of Ghana had to break down the law into the finest form. And the explanation was lovely, which showed some illegally acquired evidence could or not be accepted. But in this man's case, the evidence was not accepted. Number three is have a purpose. You must actually record for a lawful reason, such as security, crime prevention, staff monitoring. And even with staff monitoring, you need proper consent. You cannot use CCTV secretly in areas where people expect privacy, such as bathrooms, changing rooms, and those Airbnbs and hotels. And number four, the most controversial part: don't keep footage longer than necessary. Usually, it must be between 30 to 90 days unless needed for an investigation. You must also delete and archive footage securely when it is no longer needed. And number five is protect the data. Make sure CCTV footage is stored securely using passwords, encryptions, and limited access. Also, make sure only authorized people should view or copy the footage. That's why when CCTV footages go out, they call them leaked CCTV footages. And also, you will see people intentionally recording with their phones instead of the actual footage. And when it comes to cyber hygiene, you know most IP CCTV systems could be attacked with Shodan, because a typical CCTV doesn't have an inbuilt anti-malware software. They just rely on the internet they are connected to for protection against any cyber threat. This means it's important to have a reinforced security setup for the network that the CCTV system is connected to. Cameras must be created within a firewall-backed network. And number two, you need a fixed IP address. Number three, strong password. 4, enable automatic updates, and many more. And to check whether you're being monitored through a CCTV, some use the phone camera method, where they use the magnifier from the accessibility shortcut on iPhones, and some Androids with the color camera filters. And one thing is, this method won't detect the non-IR cameras or fully off devices. So you need this RF, which is the radio frequency detectors, which detects wireless hidden cameras by scanning for their radio frequencies they use to transmit the video. Some even come with cameras to help detect those CCTVs that doesn't transmit their data wirelessly. Hey, this conversation is becoming a bit long. So let's continue in the next video. You can actually put my video on speed x 1.2, or let's just be in the next video. It's becoming long. Once again, my name is Kweku September, and I'm out.